warm welcome to all the participants who have joined. Uh, First of all, before starting the actual webinar, I would like to call upon our principal, Dr. Mangal Bhatt sir, to say a few words about the session. But sir,
Yes, good evening, everyone.
good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, everyone, students and faculty members. Professor KG Bhua. Hello, sir. How are you?
Fine, sir.
Yes, it is.
How are you?
Yeah, absolutely fine, and so happy to see you.
I'm also happy and glad to inform you that for giving such opportunity for my SSCC.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, it's mutual because we are happy because we are having you, and you are happy because you are joining with your alma mater.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
So it is a pleasure for everyone, students and faculty members of this college, to welcome one of our very senior alumni as well as faculty member who served with our institute in the EC department for a very long period of time. Probably that was the time when EC department was very young in the beginning period. And if I'm not wrong, we joined together and we enjoyed a lot of time together.
Yes, sir.
And not taking much time today, I again welcome you and thank you and your organization for making this possible for this institute. Thank you very much, and let's begin with the further proceedings. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Before Bhua sir actually starts his lecture, I would just like to give short introduction about him. As Bhatt sir told that he is very senior member at this institute, I would like to add one thing. He is the student of the first batch of the SSCC. He is passed out in 1992. And all the faculty members who are at present in the SSCC are at some point of time, they are the student of Bhua sir. Even including me, I have studied under them. And Parmar sir, Patel sir, everybody, I think they have studied under the Bhua sir. So today we are getting an opportunity again to listen the lecture from you. We have already studied satellite communication from you, Bhua sir. So again, I would like to welcome you to start the lecture. Over to you, Bhua sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Sajal sir. Now, can I say?
Professor Bhua, just a moment. Yeah, you can speak about your remembrance.
Experience. That is why, sir, I already sent you message that can I speak something related to our
definitely
at that time.
Student will get the benefit. Student will get the benefit of your experience, what you have experienced at SSCC.
And what we have struggled, me and Mangal Bhatt sir, what we have faced, the student can know how much facilities they are enjoying today. So I will discuss 5 to 10 minutes related to that experience, and then we will start. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So now, can I share my screen?
Yes, Bhua sir. You can start.
Okay. My presentation is visible. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So if is there any problem of voice cutting or any, then please inform me.
Sure.
Okay.
I will call you.
Okay. Thank you. I think majority students of participants are and faculties maybe from SSCC Bhavnagar. So I would like to share my experience of my student life. Okay, and before that, I would like to thank for ISRO, from where I got this type of information. ISRO and Wikipedia, very useful information for my presentation, and I can represent in front of you. And also, I sincerely express my gratitude to SSCC Bhavnagar, from where I learned lots of lessons for life. again and again I'm speaking that lots of lessons for my life with technical skill, which becomes very much useful in my life. So I give more weightage to lessons of life, because at that time ours was the first batch. When we take the admission in 1988, the college was running at the Bhavnagar University Physics Department, and after studying 6 months in city, we shifted to Shitsar campus, and at that time no facility or bus or any rickshaw was there. So the route for going to college was, I remember, I cannot forget for a lifetime, that from at that time I was sitting at near to Gadechi Vadla, and from that to we go to bus or rickshaw up to Vartej, then Vartej to Sidsar by truck or any other vehicle, or sometime by truck to the college. And also for returning, no facility was there, and we have struggled so many things in that time because no faculties were there. Ours was the first batch. And when we asked the university that when we came in for first to fourth semester, there was not a single faculty for EC department, but we have studied common with instrumentation and control engineering. But when we came in fifth semester and we asked the university for syllabus of EC, then authority from university said that you are asking about the IC because we are not having EC branch. So that is hello,
हाँ बोलो हेलो
hello.
Bhua sir, you can continue.
Okay. So
Maybe some student's mic was unmuted.
okay. Shall I continue? Okay, at that time when I was sharing my experience that when we came in fifth semester, then only one professor from LD Engineering College transferred to our college, Professor Vasavada sir, and then 2 years we learned lots of things from them as far as the technical knowledge is concerned. So thankful to Vasavada sir also, and myself, and Principal Sir Mangal Bhatt sir also. Mangal Bhatt sir was, I think, 1 or 2 years senior than me from the same college, and we have joined the institute most probably the same duration. So we all have the experience of struggles. So now you can compare that. Even during the 4 year of my student life, I have not seen computer. And most probably in final year, CRO and power supply, not any other instrument batch were available. And you will be surprised that in our first batch, SSC 92 pass out, most of the students are getting good job and in the very high position in the company or maybe in government section. So I want to say in short that not depends only on school or college. So this much facility is not available. So that is why we are not getting knowledge. So it depends upon you, how you want to learn. And that time books were not available because college was new. So we have to go for Ahmedabad for an on most of the publisher or the international publication, and books were available at Ahmedabad only. And you can compare today's scenario that most of the learning materials are available on website as well as in YouTube also. So resources are infinite now to learn. So learn limitless. There is no limit to learn. Even after 27 years of experience, I am learning till today. So faculty or teacher is also a student, is a lifetime. When I joined the SACC in 1993, was this second batch was running, and my first student was of many faculty of your college, Ami Madam, Manish Patel sir, and SB Parmar sir. And in that class, I have delivered my first lecture. I will remember that for a long time. And I worked from 1993 to 2007 January, when I shifted from Santilal Science Engineering College to Bharuch, and then I served at Bharuch for 8 years, and from last 5 years I am working as an associate professor in EC Engineering Department at SSEC, Dr. SNSS Gandhi Government Engineering College, Surat. So this is what I want to say and share my experience and tell to you. Now, let us start our presentation. this subject is useful for most of you. We are thinking about what we will learn in today's webinar. So the path must be clear. Same as in a life, when you are studying in college, even at the final year, you must be able to decide your path. So when you are attending this webinar, you must be clear what we will learn in this webinar. Okay, if I give my example, at that time I was able in my 12th standard, when I passed, I was able to get the admission in any MBBS college. But at that time, there was a craze of EC, and nobody was available to guide us. So that is why in the scenario, I enter in EC department. But when I came to college and know what is EC, EC is best, EC was best, and EC will remain best. But I was not interested at that time in industry life. And that is why I think that teaching is my hobby, and I will prefer the teaching. And that is why I came in this field, and I really enjoy. So your path of life also must be up to, when you are entering in final year semester. So at least you must be able to. There are varieties of subject in EC engineering. Okay, so which subject are you interested? Some subjects are related to software, some hardware, some electronic related, some digital electronics related, microprocessor, computer, and different varieties of subjects in communication. So we will study one application of one type of communication, that is the satellite communication. So in today's webinar, we will discuss features offered by satellite communication. This is the one way of communication. As you know, different types of communications are available: analog communication, digital communication, optical fiber communication, wireless communication. Okay, and this one is another, that is the satellite communication. So today we will discuss most important application. There are so many applications of satellite communication, but we will discuss one specific application in navigation. Okay, so various applications of satellite we will discuss in short, and then we will discuss the specific for today's webinar, that is in navigation, satellite communication, or application of satellite for navigation. So questions should arise in our mind: what is navigation? So this topic is useful for final year B student, because those learn radar and navigational aids. So in navigational aids, we have also analog, some techniques are there for navigation, but this is through satellite. Okay, so this topic is common both for ME second semester student satellite communication subject, as well as for radar and navigational aids subjects. In RNS subject, we have last topic related to this in our syllabus as per GTU. Okay, so we will understand what is navigation. Okay, then Indian Satellite Navigation Program. Sorry to say that we all know that what is GPS. Okay, GPS is nothing but one type of navigation system globally used or globally accepted. Okay, but how many of us know what are the navigation status or navigation applications of our country? Okay, so most of we are not aware. So today we will be aware. We will discuss last, if time remain, about GPS. We will not discuss about GPS today. If time remains, then we will discuss GPS. But I want to discuss for our country, which has developed our own navigation system, and we must have proud of that. And I believe that as an Indian, we all must know that. So first we will understand what is navigation, and then Indian Satellite Navigation Program. What is our program for application of satellite in navigation? Which satellites are used and how we are utilizing satellites by launching ourselves and for navigation purpose. That we will discuss. Then overview of satellite navigation program of the other countries. As per example, if all we are aware of GPS, but GPS is not our navigation program. It is of USA, and global positioning system means globally available. So that is why we all are also using GPS. If I ask the question, how many of you are using our navigation system? Maybe few, in 1 or 2%, but all of we are using GPS. That is not our system. Globally, it is okay. If out of country we want to know location, then okay, use GPS. But within India and surrounding the India, we have developed, ISRO has developed our own navigation systems. So that is my purpose, that students and faculty and ourselves, all Indian, must be proud and must use our navigation systems. So we will discuss the overview of satellite navigation programs for other countries, not for only America or other countries also. Only the name I will suggest you, this is from this country and this country. Okay. And then at last, generally, the question is asked from student side, but my experience is different. I will ask question to students and faculties, whatever you are understand in today's seminar, in today's webinar, and then we will discuss the answer. And then if remain, I have 3 to 4 questions to ask you to clear the fundamental of satellite navigation systems. So you will be available. If you not known to or not able to understand, then we will discuss in the question answer session. So I think now the path is clear. Okay, so these are the features offered by satellite communication. Okay, it provides communication link to remote communities. Suppose we have other way of communication through wire line, transmission line. If you have noticed there, for telephone line, we have pole and cables was there. That is one. Then another nowadays for optical cable through. Okay, wireless communication is also used nowadays, but wireless communication is different than this satellite communication. So in remote areas, okay, far away in a sea or in a hilly area, where the actual arrangement of physical installation of communication system through cable is not possible. So in that case, satellite communication provides the link to the remote communication. Remote sensing detection of pollution, weather condition, search and rescue operation. So purposely rescue operation for military purpose and searching for any items on the earth. Okay, and for weather condition, nowadays all of you are aware that there is a possibility of rain. Okay, cyclone. So these all, and pollution detection is also possible from the satellite image. Okay, then another thing is large area of earth are visible from the satellite. So thus the satellite can form the start point of a communication network, linking together many users simultaneously, users who may be widely separated geographically. So here, if we think about the physical communication networks, we have limitation of cabling and tower, all the things. Okay, and sometimes there is a hilly area and water is there in between. So there are so many limitations. And if you think the globally on the earth, then many other limitations are there. So in this case, satellite communication offers all the things widely and globally available. So I think this is easy to understand which are the features offered by satellite communication. Now, various applications of satellite. As we discussed today's point in starting, first we will discuss the name of the all types of applications. Suppose first one is fixed satellite service. So fixed point telephone relay calls and broadcast feeds for television and radio station networks. So understand this clearly. I'm not talking about the landline phone. Okay, I'm talking about the fixed point telephone relay calls, means in the remote area where actual physical cabling is not possible. That specific area, specific landline is kept, and that is communication can be done through satellite. Another thing is broadcast feeds for television and radio station. So you will see the next point is broadcast satellite service. That is different thing. That is D2H. Okay, broadcast to home is a subscription based direct broadcast satellite. Nowadays all we use the DTH word, direct to home, but perfect or correct technical word is direct broadcast service for satellite television and radio service. That all of you are aware of that. We are using receiving FM radio and all the things through this link, this DBS service. Okay, but I am talking about the broadcast feed for television and radio station network. When we were not able to receive the radio signal or TV signal direct to home compared to as we received today by using the dish antenna and all the other things. But before that, what was the scenario? We have Doordarshan antenna, DD antenna, and we have relay center at particular locations. So Ahmedabad relay center is there, Rajkot relay center is there, Bombay relay center is there, Surat relay center is there. So they receive direct signal from the satellite. So that is the location is fixed. That is why we call fixed satellite services. So direct location, direct satellite communication through that fixed point, and then they retransmit. That is known as relay. Even though different radio station at far distance were used by that, for smaller distance we can use our tower, but for far distance we can use this satellite. But all these FSS service are at the fixed point, not available globally for more number of users. So now I think all of you are able to understand difference between FSS TV service and BSS TV service. Okay. Then third one is mobile satellite service. Okay. Again, the question should arise in our mind: what mobile you are using? First, I will want to discuss that what is the correct technical name or word for this mobile. Mobile is not the correct word. Technically, mobile means movable. It is movable instrument. Mobile phone also may be there. Mobile vehicle may be there. Mobile bank may be there. Okay. So mobile satellite services means at any thing is moving. Say it's at land mobile. Okay, in the remote location, one mobile is there, and at the specific location, mobiles are available. And when all the networks are fail, at that time in military purpose and emergency purpose, maritime mobile, aeronautical mobile are the specific mobile service through satellite. What we are using nowadays, that is not direct service provided by satellite. All of you see that for that cell phone is the correct name. For cell phone application, we use mobile towers. Okay, so this is not the application of mobile cell phone service is not the application of satellite, but mobile satellite service is landline mobile, maritime mobile, aeronautical mobile, etc. Okay, now to our point. Okay, navigational satellite services. Okay, so I want to ask first, but now all of you have seen my PPT. So you can see the name of navigation system developed by India. Gagan and Navik are the navigation programs developed by our country, India. Then GPS by USA, Galileo for European Union, Glonstar or Global Navigation Satellite System for Russia, and Duo for China, and Quasi for Japan. Okay, so now first we will compare the different GPS systems globally available. Okay, our system is not available. Our program is not for globally, but for the Indian territory and for the surrounding area of the Indian territory. So first we will compare. Before that, we will see the what is navigation, and then we will see the globally available navigation systems, and then we will start to understand our navigation systems. Okay. So as a student of BE or ME, all of you are aware of that. What is navigation? So the art of directing the movement of a craft or any object from one point to another along a desired path is called the navigation. Suppose all of you are using GPS in a car. Okay, you set the GPS and it directs you from which path you have to go. So that is one type of navigation system. GPS is also one type of navigation system. So art of directing the movement of a craft or object. So you are moving. Okay, so object is moving. So you and this system direct you about the desired path. Okay, that is called the navigation. In short, navigation is a process to finding a short and secure path to travel. If you have noticed that in GPS, it shows the different paths. Okay, if I want to travel from Surat to Ahmedabad, it will show me the different path and also show the traffic condition at the different paths. So you can choose, okay, safest and fastest path available. Okay. And the purpose of the navigation is it requires the determination of the position of the craft and the direction in which it has to go to reach the desired destination. So this is meaning of navigation. Now, these are the navigation program or systems available globally. That is why GNSS, globally navigation satellite system, globally available or global navigation satellite systems. That is a different constellation. For different constellation, GNSS is available. Suppose for GPS in USA, GLONASS we have discussed. For other country, Galileo for European, and Compass is for other countries. So this is the comparison. If any student can go in detail for this, I will share also. Are you able to see this link from where you can see the details? Because I am not able. So can I hide my PPT?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So now this is available. Okay. So if you want to see the detail of this, all the systems is available on the same website. If you see the Wikipedia, one in particular path, your particular system available. But from this, you will see the all the navigation systems that is globally available. And this is the website, gsaeuropea.eu, European GNSS. If you link this website, then you will see the detail of each, but I will make the comparison in an easy way to understand. You see that I have decided 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parameters to compare. First one is GNSS constellation. Okay, means physically how satellites are launched in the orbit and how it rotates around the Earth or particular geographical area. Okay, so this is constellation for GNSS. This shows the image shows the different satellites are orbiting around the Earth. Okay, then number of satellites. How many satellites are used for particular navigation system? So here for GPS, 24 satellites were launched and 3 are spare. But if you see the website nowadays, it will show 31 or 32. So which one is correct? So all are correct. Why? Initially 24 satellites were launched for GPS and 3 for spare. So 27 is there. But if is that there is two cases in which we have to launch more satellites. One is if is there any failure in particular satellite, then we are not able to repair that satellite condition. Okay, so it remain as it is. So we cannot come back also, and we have to launch another satellite. So minimum required globally is available is 24 satellites to cover the whole globe. Okay, so nowadays GPS is using 31 satellites. Okay, and there is a variation in satellite. So you have to see daily news for upgradation of number of satellites. Which country has launched which satellite and for which purpose. Okay, today we are discussing only the satellite launched for navigation purpose. Okay, all of you are aware that Chandrayaan-2, but purpose was different for Chandrayaan-2. That was also one type of satellite. Okay, so here we are discussing about the satellite and orbits and launching a number of satellites only for navigation system. So here the GPS used 24 plus 3 spare satellites. And what is the orbital period? I think all of you know about the orbital period. It is the time taken by the satellite to complete one orbit. Okay, to rotate in an orbit for one revolution. So here again there is a confusion. Okay, 11 hours and 58 minutes is the revolution period or orbital period. Here for 11 hours and 16 minutes, here 14 hours and 5 minutes, and here 12 hours and 35 minutes. For all the GPS systems available globally, this rotational period is different because maybe different orbits are used. So you can see in detail if you are interested by visiting this website. But if I go to detail in this, then we will complete our time is limited. So we cannot complete even this comparison also. So you can visit this website and you can see in the detail. In this case, GLONASS 24 plus 3 again. For Galileo, 30 satellites are there, and for Compass, 35 satellites are there. So this was the initial stage. Okay, This is not the current status. Here the current status, okay, maybe some project fail and not working, but here the current status, this is GPS is working, GSPN is working. In here, out of 30, only 8 are in operational. And here, out of 35, only 19 are in operational. Okay, so this you can see the number of satellite launch and how many are in currently in operation. And this is about the orbital period. And in communication, as you all know, frequency and modulation techniques is the very much important. So all of you must be aware that which frequency band or range is used, which spectrum is used for particular navigation system. So here GPS use this frequency band 1575.45 megahertz and 1227.6 megahertz. These are the frequency bands utilized. Here you can see that why two different are there. As you know, there's one is the uplink frequency and another is downlink frequency, and we have to keep uplink and downlink separate to avoid the interference. Okay. Now the coding or modulation techniques. CDMA is used by GPS. FDMA or CDMA is used by GLONASS. CDMA is used by Galileo. CDMA. So now from this comparison, you can say that in nowadays mobile, we are not using CDMA, but CDMA is better compared to other modulation techniques for coding. So that is why most of the system use the CDMA techniques. So this is the overview. If you want to see the detail, you can visit this website. Now going to our navigation programs. So this is the overview of Indian satellite navigation program. First is Gagan. Okay, so Gagan, if you hear that, you seem to the name of any person. Okay, but here you must know the full form of Gagan. G for GPS. Okay, first G is for GPS, A for aided, G for geo augmented, G for geo, A for augmented, and N for navigation. So Gagan is GPS aided geo augmented navigation. The meaning is that this is not independently developed by us. Some satellites are launched by India, by our country, and some are used by of GPS. That is why this is not our totally independent successful program, we can say that. So Gagan is to provide satellite-based navigation services with accuracy and integrity required for civilian and aviation application over Indian Air Force. The basic purpose of navigation was for military purpose, but nowadays it is also available for civilian and aviation application over Indian Air Force. Okay, better air traffic management over Indian airspace. See here, this is our regional navigation program, not available out of India. So we can use the air traffic management over Indian airspace using the Gagan. Okay. Another program is totally independent and developed by our country on self by ISRO, and ISRO and Airport Authority of India both are involved in this project or this program, that is IRNSS, Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System. Reliable position, navigation and timing services over India and its immediate neighborhood. So certain territory out of India is also available to identify the location and to provide fairly good accuracy to the user. The constellation is seen by the user all the time. This is the main advantage. If we compare with the GPS, total 24 satellites are used. As we discussed in further slide, is that minimum requirement to identify the location is 4 satellites. Minimum required is 4 satellites. So why 24 satellites or more satellites are used by GPS? Because it has to cover whole globe. So maybe some portion is not visible in some area, some satellite. So that is why more number of satellites are used. So here for our region, if we launch the satellite for particular our territory or our regions, then obviously it will remain the visible for 24 hours. Okay, so for all users, the constellation is seen by the all users. Okay, integrity and ionosphere correction message to the user. Okay, Another is NAVIC. NAVIC is nothing but IRNS Part 2. Now it is called NAVIC. We have completed this program or this project and successfully working, and total seven satellites are launched successfully. When which satellite is launched and which satellite name, you can visit this website of Wikipedia or another is of ISRO. Okay, so for IRNS program, you can visit the ISRO website, and from Wikipedia also, in which you will find the whole history when this which name of satellite is launched for at which time, and we can see that in detail, but I don't want to go in detail. So if the question is asked that what is the difference between IRNS and NAVIC, you will not find this name in many places, because this is an ongoing project of our country, NAVIC, Navigation with Indian Constellation. Okay, and this is successful program of our country. So most of the literature you will find for IRNSS, but very few from this website you will find the this Wikipedia geo augmented navigation related content. Okay, so this is NAVIC is nothing but now the name is given Navigation with Indian Constellation. So this is available for India only. Okay, and maybe in future project ISRO is planning for global positioning system also. Okay, so now I think all of you are clear in difference between these three. Okay, these both are same. This is IRNS Part 1 and this is IRNS Part 2, and the name is given Navigational for Indian Constellation. For more detail, you can visit this website. Okay, now going to the first navigation system, our first navigation system. Okay, GPS aided geo augmented system, a satellite based augmentation system on the primary service of the GPS. So GPS service is used here. The basic architecture of the system consists of three segments: the space segment, ground segment, and user segment. Ground segment, you can say also monitoring and control segment. There is nothing related to user, but it is very important to control and monitor both user as well as space. So any navigation system, we have these three types of segments, maybe Gagan, GPS, or IRNS, because working principle is same. Okay, only the number of satellite and area coverage and technology used are the different, but basic purpose is same. So in all cases, we have three segments: space segment, ground segment, and user segment. The space segment consists of three geo satellites, which will transmit the systematic error in basic GPS service along with the integrity values. So here, three our satellites are used with GPS service used. So that is why this is not totally independent. So among three satellite launched by us, two operational navigation payloads are already in place on board GSAT-8 and GSAT-10, and third one is GSAT-15. Okay, so GSAT-8 and GSAT-10 and GSAT-15 are the three satellites launched by the India for Gagan program, and other services used from the GPS satellite. So you can see the detail. One is spare navigation payload will also be available. So one it keeps spare. Okay, so here you can see more detail in this website, from this website. Now program was divided into two parts. Okay, now currently you don't remember the full form of all the things, because in next slide onward the short form will be there. The ground segment consists of Indian Master Control Center. So in short, in PPT, next block diagram, all the things INMCCC is written there. So that is why I first explained the full form of this short number. Indian Navigation Led Uplink Station, INLS, INRES, that is Indian Reference Stations, distributed across the whole service area with communication link to the Master Control Center. And project developed by ISRO as well as Airport Authority of India, and implemented in two phases. TDS is not the TDS measuring of water, but here technical demonstration system or technical demo system. First, the project program was developed and tested or demo is given technically, and then final operation phase. So the user segment mainly consists of the user receiver. It may be car, bus, airplane, or steamer, etc. So it is easy to understand for these three segments. That is, the space segment is the satellite launch in the space. User segment is the earth on the earth. That is, there is a user. Maybe this navigation system may be in car, bus, aeroplane, or steamer. And another is the control segment, okay, or monitoring segment. So this is the how Gagan is configured. Okay. So these are the short faults. This is in our territory. All IRNs, IMS, ANML, all are the installed. And this satellite is used for our satellite. Okay, and these two are services used from this GPS satellite. And this is the user. Suppose the pilot is using this navigation system for air traffic control. So this receiver will receive the signals from different satellites. Okay, maybe from GPS or maybe from our GSAT. Okay, so two operational navigation payloads, one in orbit spare navigation payload, Indian Master Control Center. These are the full form, easy to understand. Okay, so this is the total network. These are the control segment and monitoring segment. These are the user. This is the user. So different controls and monitoring stations are located at different places. Okay, and these are the communication link between different locations. Okay. And another thing is the frequency, which frequency is used. So 1 megahertz BPSK techniques and of L1 band, 1575.42 megahertz, and for L5 band 1176.45 megahertz. That is to remember only. And this is the characteristic of payload. So many of you are not aware of knowing the meaning of payload. Payload is the technical word used for satellite communication. And also another terms are there: apogee, perigee, okay, inclination, all different words. But here payload means combination of two systems, that is a transponder and antenna subsystem. That is the main part of the satellite in space. Maybe other part is also there. Power supply section is there. Okay, thermal control system is there. But main part is transponder. Transponder is nothing but transmitter as well as receiver. It will receive the signal from the earth station and transmit the signal toward the earth station. So that is known as the transponder. And for that we require antenna. So antenna subsystem include transmitting antenna as well as receiving antenna, and transmitter and receiver are there. This all system configuration is known as payload. So these are the characteristic that is also for remember system characteristics are there for L1 band and for L5 frequency bands. Different frequencies are used. Now this is the actual configuration. Okay, this is the actual configuration. I want to know, do we have any time limitation or not? Hello, Chirag sir, Jajal sir. Oh.
Yes, sir.
How many times we have? Okay, so better I will complete all the three navigation systems: GPS, Gagan, and IRNSS. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So in somewhat speed, I will discuss all the three systems. Okay.
Okay. Okay,
So
sir.
this is the actual configuration. How satellites are configured and different control stations are configured. Suppose user is here. Okay, user is here, and signals coming from multi-path. Okay, so many paths. So these are our satellites. Okay, three satellites are our satellites launched by India. Okay, L1, L5, L1, L5 may be any frequency, GSAT 8, GSAT 10, and GSAT 15. And these are of GPS, from the GPS. So this receiver uses the service of Gagan, means both our satellite as well as this GPS satellite. Okay, and these are the control and monitoring systems. So and this is the link between these all stations. Okay, these are the link between all stations. So the communication network is developed on the earth. So this is the actual configuration of the satellite for Gagan program. Okay, and the service provided by Gagan is high position accuracy with integrity over Indian geographical area. See, this point is important. This is developed for our geographical area also, because the accuracy and integrity will be more, because this is a distance or area covered is less compared to GPS, because for GPS it has to cover the globally. Okay, these position accuracies to be simultaneously made available to all airports and airfield in Indian FIR, enabling satellite-based landing of aircraft fitted with SBS. So this SBS means what? Satellite-based augmentation services. Satellite-based augmentation services. So this is actual location shown in the map. Okay, these are the different locations. Here, one place, here, 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 here. These are different. If you are not to see the name visible, because in white letter you can visit the ISRO website or Wikipedia. Okay, so this is the physical location on the India different points. Okay, 8 IRNS net 2. So 8 to 10 location different. These are the different control segments, and this is for the ground segment. So most of the locations are different. In space only we have one location. Okay, that is fixed or in a fixed orbit. But here ground segments are located, different ground segments are located at different position. Gagan signal in space verified and validated through flight trail from Hyderabad to Bangalore. Okay. Onboard Gagan receiver position compared with DGPS position to demonstrate SBS capability. So satellite based on augmentation service. Here new word come DGPS. So the GPS, there are certain advantages of DGPS compared to GPS. GPS the basic navigation system, but this is differential global position system. We will see in later on. This is the current status, again in a small block diagram, how satellites are located. This is these all 3 satellites by India. These are the CPLAs, and some simple block diagram. For exam point of view, student can remember this in place of this more detailed block diagram, because it is very difficult to remember. For knowledge point of view, detail is okay, but here this is the simplified block diagram or image showing the current status. Okay, so GSAT 8, GSAT 10, and GSAT 15, wherever tests were successfully completed, and the certification is also a process for Gagan signal by Director General of Civil Aviation is done. So there are certain formalities. So current status means the project is in progress, completed. What are the pending issues? So here this is the current status, means we have completed this program, and now India is working on IRNSS. Okay, so this is the current status. So here land uplink station, these all are the Earth Indian reference station, master control station, this is the user and processing units. Now the next one is, so if we see the overview of Gagan, then we have launched our 3 satellites. Okay, and not totally independent, but this one is totally independent. Gagan is we have to depend on the GPS. So this is another very good program of ISRO. IRNSS in ISRO's initiative to provide independent satellite navigation service, including position, so identify the position, velocity, and time to user over the Indian region. So anytime, okay, velocity and any time to user. Here in place of and, it is anytime. Anytime to users over the Indian region. It is supposed to provide 2 kinds of services: standard positioning services and civilian and restricted service provided. So civilian and restricted means for strategic purpose and for military purpose. Okay, for army, all these are the for civilian and restricted services, and this is the standard positioning service. Okay, the transmission is done using L5 and S band. Here see, you can compare with Gagan, that L1 and L5 band was used. Here L5 and S band to provide required coverage in right hand circular polarization. I think all of you are aware with polarization techniques: left hand circular polarization, right hand circular polarization, horizontal polarization, vertical polarization, and all techniques are used to make effective utilization of available bandwidth. Okay, the IRNSS system mainly consists of space segment, ground segment. This is the similar. Okay, in any GPS navigation system, we have 3 segments: space, ground, and user segments. So here, space segment consists of 7 satellites. Okay, in the case of Navik, Gagan, we have our own 3 satellites, and remaining were used as per requirement, maybe 2, 3, 4 of the GPS. But here, space segment consists of 7 satellites. For detail, you can visit this website. So how actual the location or launch, what is the actual location of these 7 satellites in a space? 3 of these satellites are geo, okay, at geostationary, means geo orbit at locations 32.5 east, that is first among 3. 83 degree east, that is for second, and 131.5 degree east longitude. So these are the actual location of the 3 satellites, approximately 36,000 kilometers above the surface of the Earth. Now, remaining 4 are inclined GSO. 2 of them cross equator at 55 degree east and 2 at 11.75 degree east. For detail with figure and images, you can visit the website. All the satellite will be visible in service region for 24 hours and will transmit navigation signals in both L5 and S bands. Okay. Spacecrafts are designed to have 7 to 10 years life. However, will be replaced suitably have the sustained mission operation. Coverage area is about 1,500 kilometers. So will cover all over country and beyond also Indian territory. Okay. So this is the coverage area limitation. So estimated horizontal position accuracy of 20 meter in over India and adjoining area. So this is the accuracy. Okay. How much minimum distance we can catch up the location or image. Now, 3 segments, space segment we have discussed, 7 segment, 7 satellite. Now the ground segment. The ground segment is responsible for the maintenance and operation of the IRNS constellation. Okay, maintenance, if there is any fault, continuously monitor and control. If is there any fault, then maintenance work is also done by the one of the unit of ground segment. It provides the monitoring of constellation status, correction to the orbital parameters, and navigation data uploading. The ground segment consists of the master control center, which provide the monitoring of constellation status, correction to the orbital parameters, and navigation data uploading. So orbital parameters means if there is a change in any position of the satellite in particular orbit, that is also monitored continuously. Otherwise, there will be misalignment of the 2 antenna. And the signal strength become weak, or sometimes signal is not received. As you all of you have experienced in the case of our direct to home service, also sometime in rainy season, okay, if misalignment or due to the effect of the rain, we are not getting the perfect signal at the perfect angle, and we are not able to watch the TV channels from the satellite. Okay, so these are all the work. Other unit of ground segment comprise TTC and navigation. In satellite communication, all of you have learned the telemetry tracking, command and monitoring system. Here, telemetry tracking, command and navigation, because our purpose is to navigate, okay, to identify the location or path. Data, navigation data, uplinking stations, spacecraft control station, IRNS network timing center, IRNS range and integrity monitoring stations, CDMA ranging stations, laser ranging stations, navigation control stations, and data communication links. All these things are located on the Earth, that is by the ground segment. And user segment, there is nothing more. It consists of the user receiver, maybe in car, bus, or any other system. There may be different genres of receiver, means different types of receivers are available. Even though if you have very small size of GPS, even you can hear on your ear also. Okay. So, and if in car or bus, bigger size can be used. So different genres of receiver which are used by the user community depending upon the price and the purpose of their usage. Okay. So this is the again the photographic image of all 7 satellites here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So different locations are used. This is not satellite actually. These are not satellite, ground segment. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 satellites are exact location. This is the actual configuration. Okay, again compared to the Gagan, Okay, so if you are able to remember the full form of these all terms are written here and as well as in next slide also. These are the location and configuration of 7 satellites. This is user, this is TT&C and navigation. Another at a particular location, this is TT&C and navigation uplink. This is uplink or downlink. This is for uplink or downlink. From that, two different places, two TT&C command sessions are there, and these are the CDMA ranging, and this is the all control stations. Okay, so this is the complete configuration and block diagram to understand how exact location or installation is done for the different space segment and earth segment and monitoring or control stations. This is how we have launched the satellite and how it rotates in the orbit. Okay, and history about the time duration. All 7 satellites launched indigenously on the proven Indian PSLV. All of you are aware of GSLV and PSLV. Okay, Polar Station Launching Vehicle and Geostationary Launching Vehicle, and located at Harikota, and even other countries are also using our space station to launch the satellite, and all of you are aware of that about the launching technology developed by the ISRO. Okay, the first satellite launch was I am talking about this IRNSS project, launched on 1st July 2013. As we know, the total 7 satellites are launched, but not at a time. So first satellite launch on 2013 and last launch in 12th August 2018. So approximately more than 5 years time taken to complete this project, and the 4 geosatellites will appear to moving in the form of 8 shape. We will see in the next slide. The rotation path is of shape 8. That is why 8 shape is there. These 4 satellites rotation. And now next phase means IRNS-2. It is called Navik. The space segment is proposed to be augmented with 4 more satellites. So currently 7 are working. 4 more will be launched in future, and work is going in progress by the ISRO team, and 4 more satellites will they have launched, and total number will be 11. Okay, so constellation with better coverage and accuracy. So obviously the number of satellites increases, coverage area will increases, because minimum requirement at particular geographical region available visible to the satellite is 4 satellites. Okay, so currently we have set a 7 satellite, and now in future our ISRO is planning and work is in progress to launch more 4 satellites. So it will also increase the coverage capacity and also the accuracy. So this is the path. See here, I have said that these 2 satellite and these 2 satellite. Okay, path is of 8 shape. Path is of 8 shape. These are the location of total 8 satellites on the globe. This is also, you did not require to go in detail as for a UG student, but PG student can go in detail to the architecture. Okay, whatever terms we have studied in previous 2 slides, these are in short form used. Okay, these are the earth segment, and this is the backup unit is also there. This is the main unit, IRNSS Navigation Center, Bangalore, and different units of that navigation center, and this is the techniques used and sent toward the space segment, all the things, and this is located at Bhopal, and this is at Hassan, activity at Hassan, and these are the different locations, but PG student can go in detail for this architecture. There is no need for UG student as a part of radar and navigational aids topic. These are the full form. IRNS Navigation Center, we have two navigation center. Network time is 2 stations. CDMA ranging stations 4. IRNS laser ranging. These all are the control facility. These all are the control facility. This is navigation purpose, and this is the satellite control facility. Totally control the satellite, observe and control the satellite, and this will object navigation control facility. Okay. The CDMA ranging stations 4 stations, laser ranging services is the part of service, range and integrity monitoring station, total 16 stations. Data communication network is developed throughout the India at different locations. These are all the facilities available for on the earth, that is the navigation control facility, and this is the satellite control facility. So two TTNC and land uplink station located on the earth, but specifically for control and monitoring the satellite activity. So nine different places, and satellite control center. Okay, this is for land and uplink station, and this is for control at the two places. Okay, so this is the actual architecture point, and these are the frequency services used by this IRNSS, uplink frequency, downlink frequency. Now, in speed, we will cover the GPS. I think we should continue and complete the GPS.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If all the participants are not bored, so first I would like to make some question, and most faculties may be aware of that, but I am giving the question, and you have to give the answer at the last. From student side, they have to respond. Okay, how many satellites are required for minimum? Then which are the navigation system developed by India? Okay, and which are the navigation system developed by other countries? At least you must know name. Okay, and suppose very more important question. Suppose in my car or in a bus, GPS is installed. So two important questions for that, and most of the students are not aware of this or are not able to give the answer in interview or in a viva also. So that we will discuss in last. But think then. Okay, suppose in a car or a bus, I have installed the GPS. Okay, so in a car or a bus, GPS is there as a circuit or hardware point of view. In a car, only receiver is there, only transmitter is there, or both transmitter and receiver are there. Okay, you have to choose from these two. One is the correct answer. So I will ask in last, and then if in a car or bus GPS is installed, so internet connectivity is compulsory for location identification. Okay, so that is another question, and at that time we will discuss about the GPS used by mobile or cell phone. Okay, so these are the questions I will ask at last, and particularly hope the student can give the answer, because most of the faculties are aware of this, and if anyone not aware, then we will discuss. The original intent of GPS means global position system. As we have discussed first, globally available different navigation system developed by different countries. So GPS developed by USA and it is globally available. The original intent of global positioning system was to develop an all weather. Okay, in any weather we can have information from that. 24-hour available for whole globe. That is why more number of satellites required, because to cover whole globe 24 hours at particular location, it is not possible. Truly global navigation system to support the positioning requirement for the armed force. That was the basic purpose. Armed forces of the US and its allies. The total investment by the US military in GPS system to date is well over $10 billion. Okay, nowadays maybe more. Okay, GPS is funded and controlled by the US Department of Defense, DoD. Okay, the system is called NavStar, Navigational Satellite Timing and Ranging. Here, timing and ranging in the radar also, this is important, but in radar we are not possible to sometimes the continuous path. So radar is has certain limitations. So here, this project is given the name NavStar. Although the primary goal is to provide positioning capability to the US Armed Force and its allies, GPS is freely available to all users. Primarily, it was developed for armed force and military purpose by US Defense, but nowadays it is also available for all world, and all we are also using GPS. And this project you can see more detail from this website. And it is a positioning system based on a network of satellites. See here. All of you are aware of the meaning of network, means many are connected with each other. That is the network. So it's based on the network of satellites that continuously transmit coded information. The information transmitted from the satellite can be interpreted by receiver to precisely identify location on the earth by measuring distance from the satellite. So it will measure depending on the time, travel time of the signal, how much distance travel in how much time, and depending upon that, it can identify the location. And that is the working principle of any navigation system. Precisely identify location on the earth by measuring distance from the satellite. The number of civilian users are already far greater than the military users, and the applications are growing rapidly. The US military, however, still operates several levers with which they control the performance of GPS. They are working and improving day by day. This is about the whole project of GPS. First satellite was launched in 1978, and 24 satellites launched till mid of 90s. Okay, so this is, you can see, more than 12-year project is there. Okay, and nowadays currently 31 satellites are in operational in orbit, with more coming. The more are in planning to launch. This is the bifurcation of all satellites. As we know that minimum 4 satellites is required for calculating location or identifying particular path. So here all GPS satellites are placed in 6 different MEO, okay, medium earth orbit, 6 in each containing 4. So total requirement is 24, but nowadays maybe some are failed and some are launched for extra facilities. Okay, so more facilities. So remember here the bifurcation of total 24 satellites. They are bifurcated in 6 medium earth orbits. In each orbit 4 satellites. Okay, the orbital period of one satellite is 12 hours. Here also the orbital period is 12 hours as compared to other navigation system. This is the concept of the GPS or any navigation system, how it works. First, our receiver will identify or find the satellite and know where the satellite is. Means it will find out the distance from the time taken by the signal to travel. Okay, and then by trilaterate method and repeating again signal and signal, it will calculate the exact distance of the satellite, or you can say the location, and then satellite will transmit to the our GPS receiver where is the exact your location. So here also this is the control segment, this is the ground antenna. Okay, these are the control segment, space segment, and this is the user segments. Okay, and this is the how they identify the position. As we discussed that minimum 4 satellites are required. Okay, so satellite navigation systems are deliberately constructed in such a way that from any point of earth at least 4 satellites are visible. Okay, for 24-hour connectivity or visibility. Thus, despite an inaccuracy on the part of the receiver clock and resulting time error, the position can be calculated to within accuracy of approximately 5 to 10 minutes. That is why restriction is there. Maybe this satellite will cover another some area also, but for accuracy point of view, this all 24 are divided into different regions. Must know the position of at least 4 satellites and range from the same satellite to determine the receiver location. To identify or calculate location, we must receive the signal from 4 satellites. For more detail, you can visit this website. This is also the repetition I have shown. Try to see the working of 3 segments as we have discussed in Gagan and IRNSS. 3 systems. This is the space segment, user segment, and control segment. The space segment, the satellite orbiting the earth and transmitting timing and ranging messages. So this is the satellite in the space segment. Main is the satellite. What is the role of this segment? It transmits timing and ranging signal, timing and ranging signal. And this is the control segment, control or monitor the health and position of the satellite in the space. That is one thing in the space segment, and transmit the correction information back to the satellite. If is there any error or any fault, then it will be received by the this, and accordingly by making controlling signals and be transmitted here toward the satellite. So this is the control segment, and this is user segment, maybe hand or other receiver use and interpret the messages broadcast from the satellite. So this is the different component of GPS. And this is the GPS constellation. As we have discussed in case of Gagan, how these 3 satellites were located and remaining were used from GPS. In the case of IRNSS, we have total 7 satellites constellation, and here 24. Here you can see total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 orbits are used, MEO orbits. And in each orbit, in 3 dimensions, if you are not able to count 24, but in each orbit, we have to launch 4 satellites. Okay. The nominal GPS operational constellation consists of roughly 24 satellites. Each satellite has number on your GPS screen. So from which satellite you are receiving signal, it will show you on screen. Suppose there are number of satellites, okay, but you require only 4, okay. So it will show in your screen. Newer satellites have been sent up to the replaced older one. So you remember that older ones remain as it is there if it is not in working condition, but another are replaced or launched in the orbit to replace the working of that failed particular satellite. The GPS signal communicates information about the precise position of the satellite and precise time of the signal. So that is the role of the space segment. Each satellite orbits the Earth in about 12 hours. The satellite orbits repeat roughly the same ground track each day. Okay, track is remain same. Learn to identify the time of the day when satellite coverage is best in our area, in your area, and plan your field work accordingly. This is the important point. Nowadays, most of we are using GPS. So which satellites are available in which period and which duration, accordingly, and depending upon your location, you plan your field work. That is particularly for field work, because at night we have not it is not possible to do more field work. So accordingly we have to plan for field work according to our location and which satellites are available at that location particularly and at which duration. This is for 3D and 4D positioning. Minimum requirement is 3 and 4. There is a confusion. That is why I saw this. Actual requirement is 4 satellite, but minimum is 3. So there is confusion. For 2D effect, or there is some timing configuration or clock signal or synchronization. So for 2D effects, we require 3 satellite to get 2-dimensional position and 4 satellite to get 3-dimensional position. So GPS clock sync is important from the 4th satellite for 3-dimensional positioning of satellite. These are the sources of error that will decrease the accuracy of GPS reading. Number and geometry of satellite visible. Suppose for particular location, less number of satellites are available, not visible, and in some cases the geometry is not suitable for our location or not visible. Then second is signal multipath. As we know that our receiver has signals from different paths, multi-paths. So maybe delay in time from particular path, that will also mislead the location. Then orbital and satellite clock errors. Even we are depending on this clock error for synchronization. But even itself, that clock itself has some error. Then we have error in orbital and satellite position. Ionosphere and tropospheric delay effect for delays of the propagation in the propagational delay in traveling when these 2 layers, ionosphere and troposphere. And receiver clock error. This is the orbital and satellite clock error, because in both sides, in space, in satellite also we have clock circuit, and on receiver also. So maybe error generating for clock signal in satellite segment, or maybe at the receiver. Okay, so in some are in our hand. Suppose these all are not in our hand. We have to assume that this type of error will occur, and we have to correct them, make the correction for them. But this is in our hand. Okay. Number and geometry of satellites visible. You have to identify your location and then study at which time maximum number of satellites are visible. So this is in our hand, but for this all we require correcting methods. Okay. It will DGPS is the differential global positioning system compared to GPS differential, because different stations are there, different at location, to identify the correction or wrong information. It improves the accuracy and integrity of standard GPS. Okay. Work by placing a GPS receiver at known location. Okay. So on the Earth, fixed locations are fixed. Okay. At known places. And it's called the references that are used the references. So what happens actually when your receiver receives the signal that will receive from both directly from the GPS satellite and from this reference station also, because reference station will identify the error due to certain situation. If is then an error from the signal received from the GPS satellite, that will be identified by the reference station and correction is made, and exact clock signal is sent from that to our receiver. So our receiver compare both direct from the satellite and received from the different signal received from the reference station. So that is why the differential global positioning system name is given. So this all the things I have explained in word. So I'm not reading sentence to sentence. And this is the nationwide differential global positioning system. Nationwide. So at any location, we can develop different network point and to identify the different error signals. Okay. So this is the exact block diagram or image. Here, this is the non position system. Okay, and this is the user segment. Okay, so here signal will coming from different GPS satellites. Okay, so directly also our unit will receive the signal, and we will also receive from this reference section. So what is the role of this non-position? It will generate the differential correction signal and set the real time. Okay, because if there's some error in this signal, so we have wrong location or false location. So this is the role of this reference location. Okay, so where in very speed, actually I have content this cover this request all the contents of minimum 4 lectures, 3 to 4 lectures in a approximately half hour. So now we have question session. Particularly, I want answer from some students. These are the questions as I discussed during my lecture. How many satellites minimum required for any type of navigation system? Minimum. Which are the navigation system developed by India? If any navigation system is in a car or bus, you have to say that either receiver or transmitter or both are in our car or bus, or any internet facility is required in a car or bus. And last question is, are the cell phone are the services or application of satellite? So these are the 4 basic questions. You must be aware of this. Okay, that is the conclusion of all our discussion, today's discussion. Now, Jajal sir, you check the chat box, and if you have any message related this answer, or unmute your mic of that student and can tell me the answer of these questions. Now I stop the sharing or continue the sharing. Okay. Any question? Any think about the answer? Tell me this answer. Particularly from
giving the answer in the chat box.
I thought how many you can speak the answer, and we will discuss. Though all it is better to unmute the student, all student. Okay, it is better only unmute your mic and let us discuss. What is the answer of first? How many satellites minimum required for any type of navigation system?
Parth tank.
I
think Parth tank is there.
Parth tank is from DGGC Surat. Yes, Parth. Unmute your mic and tell me first. I hope.
Yes, given the answer of 2.
Okay, he is a first year student, sir, and very brilliant. He has also presented his in the hackathon. Also, his project was excellent, and all were aware of his first year student for saving the energy in the street light by varying the intensity of the LED light. Okay, so Parth.
Very nice.
Okay, Jajal sir, you can speak the answer. Answer.
Yes, Parth.
Parth, you can speak directly.
Sir, first answer is 4.
Yes, we will discuss. What is the exact answer? Hello?
Yes, next answer.
Sir, hello.
Yes.
Your voice is not clear. Okay.
Yes,
okay,
sir, there is some connectivity.
Rajal sir will read because your voice is not clear. Rajal sir, mute Parth and speak you answer.
Parth,
Uh,
you can just mute. Parth has given the answer. The first answer is 4, and second answer is Gagan and Navik.
yes, excellent. Correct.
Third answer, he has given that in the car we have only receiver.
Okay.
And for fourth one, satellite. Fourth one, nobody has given the answer.
Okay, that is right. So let us discuss. We are not wasting time. The answer, perfect answer for first question may be 3 or 4. So when
Parth, you can mute your mic.
okay, when you are facing the interview or Viva question, the question you should ask the question to the presenter. Okay, so 3 and 4 both are the correct answer. Okay, as we discussed in last few PPTs, for 2D position and not exact position, there may be some error because clock signals are not used, and for 2-dimensional position may not be perfect. We can use the 3 satellite, but nowadays 3 satellites are not used. Minimum requirement for perfect location identification minimum is 4. So that is the correct answer, maybe 3 or 4. Navik and Gagan, at least you must know full form of both. Okay, Indian Regional National Satellites Navigational Satellite Service, and another name is Navik, that is for phase 2, that is IRNSS, and Gagan means GPS Augmentation Navigation System, fully developed by India. And third one, most of you confusion. When I ask the question, I am very much happy for getting the answer, correct answer from first year student, and congratulate to Parth because even if I'm final year Viva examination of 7th semester, and in some case in ME for second sem students, I'm asking in your car, transmitter is there, receiver is there, then the answer is both transmitter and receiver. Because why this confusion is there? Because most of we are using mobile or cell phone as a GPS purpose. We are using GPS of cell phone and mobile. That is why all students think that in mobile we have obviously transmitter receiver both, but it is not necessary that you have to use GPS or any navigation system by cell phone. Separate circuits, hardware are available to install in a bus or in a car or at any place. So, and another also important question, internet is not compulsory, because nowadays in most of cases we are using cell phone for GPS. Okay, that is why there is is there any confusion? But the correct answer is there is not requirement of any internet connect. If you notice that even you have used the GPS of cell phone and your connectivity lost, okay, but if your path is fixed, you are not changing the path or route, it is saved in the GPS receiver and it will show continuously your position and guide also you. If anybody of you have noticed this thing, I think faculty can give the answer. Okay, so internet is not necessary. Okay, and cell phone is not the application of satellite communication. Specific mobile application is there for satellite, but what we are generally using our cell phone, that is not the application of direct application of satellite communication. So I think now all students are enjoy or able to give the answer of these 4 basic questions related to navigation systems. Okay, now if you have any questions, then we can discuss, or otherwise we have taken more time, approximately 1.5 time. And another thing I want to say for all youth, that is from my last PPTs, thanks to everybody, and આપ સૌનો હૃદયથી ખૂબ ખૂબ આભાર. And I want to say something related to youth, means college students, maybe fresh faculties also. Youth is not useless. Remember this. Our youth is not useless, but it is really used less. What are the talents are there as a faculty also, we must be able to identify and how to use this youth of our institute. Okay, so the fact is youth is not useless, but they are used less. Now that is the role of or job of mother and teacher, because mother train at home most of the time and teacher or professor train at the school or college. So it is the job of mother and teacher to build not only knowledge. So knowledge is up to certain level important, but not only knowledge is important in a life, but also the character of youth. Okay, we have to build very good, excellent character of the youth also. And all of you have to try and try. We will succeed. Okay, and I'm wishing all the best for bright future and being a true Indian. Jai Jawan, Jai Bharat, Jai Hind, Vande Mataram. Okay, now I stop my share and
Hello, Bhuva sir.
હા
Hello, Bhuva sir. MP Jani here.
હા જાની સાહેબ, હવે મને આમાં સ્ટોપ શેરિંગ સ્ટોપ ક્યાંથી કરું? હું નહીં દેખાતો.
present થશે.
હે? મેં પેલું મેં બહાર કાઢી નાખ્યું હતું પેલું, બરાબર? અહીંથી મેં બહાર કાઢી નાખ્યું હતું, એ બતાવશે પાછું?
હા, જ્યાંથી પ્રેઝન્ટ કરેલું છે ને, તમે સ્ક્રીન ઉપર ક્લિક કરશો એટલે પ્રેઝન્ટ નો આપશે ઓપ્શન.
ના, નથી આવતું એટલે જ કહું. અહીંથી પ્રેઝન્ટમાં અત્યારે મેં સ્ક્રીન શેર કરેલ છે. ભાઈ હું એન્ડ કરીને પાછો જો હા બસ આવી ગયું. પીપીટી અનશેર થઈ ગઈ. ઓકે ઓકે.
Okay. Now I would like to request MP Patel sir for vote of thanks. Patel sir.
There is no need to vote of thanks, but let us discuss something with students, share with student also, and some faculties may be available. So please make our video on, so I can meet all of you also. Okay, after very long time, and maybe some faculties are not known to me or new faces for us also. So if possible, okay. Yes.
Hello.
Patel sir.
हाँ बोलो बोलो पटेल साहब.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I know you very well. I also and Mehul Jajal sir. Teaching is your hobby, and you never turn off your teaching.
Thank you very much.
Because it is your hobby and you are expert in all this matter, sir. On behalf of ISE department of UG and PG students, I am very much thankful for delivering such very informative and nice and actively on this informations and applications of various satellite communication in navigations, especially for ISRO project like Gagan and IRNSS. So I am very much thankful for that. All of you know that the sir has given in his slide at bottom and footer that I do not teach, I explain. But sir, I and Jajal, both you know that from your explanations every day we are learning a lot of things. I want to highlight some points. You are a good teacher, you are a good administrator, you are a good head.
No, sir, I am not good administrator.
Sir, I and Jajal know you very well.
No,
even
maybe good teacher, but I am not a good administrator. Okay.
Yes, sir. But see, we know that, sir. You are a good administrator. You are always
as a administrator. Because why I face some problem, because when we become a succeed as an administrator, that depends on whole team. Okay, because I always believe not become to boss, but
everything is also depends on leader. I have worked under you. I and Jajal have worked under you. You are like my big brothers. You are good administrators, and every day, because you have a wide range of skill, information, and knowledge. I want to share something. See, whenever I stuck in any medical domain or in an administrative domain or in a teaching domain, my first call is to Bua sir. Suppose I want to take some medicines for a specifically disease, so I will first contact to Bua sir because he has wide and skill in this domain. He know everything, because you know that whenever we want to make some food. So he's experts in food also. Last week he has made penda. It is my favorite item. So he's expert in that making of that various foods. He is an expert to identify the quality fruits, the quality vegetables. So every day I learn lot of things from the Bua sir. So sir, I am very much thankful for delivering this very informative and nice and active webinar on this specific satellite applications. Thank you, sir.
I want to add some point here, not for knowledge point of view, but our ancient education system was excellent because students learn everything necessary for life. Nowadays, only knowledge and book, some sentences, information from book is available with student, but the actual lesson of life, they are not able to learn. And that is the role of our role and a role of mother and teacher to inform the student. We all are facing some problem from student side also, they are not cooperating, but students are after all students, so we don't leave our effort for that. That is one thing I want to inform. Okay.
Sir, you are always helpful to the students and faculty also. I know that you are always helpful to the students. You are always working on the benefit of students. Okay. Sir, sorry, I was late because I was out of station, so I joined late.
That is Patel sir, I already share PPTs with you, and also you can share with students, and if any faculty or any student have doubt, you can give my contact number also.
Definitely, because definitely, sir, because this subject is a part of GTU curriculum for UG and PG students. So definitely we'll share this PPT to all students.
Okay, and for any doubt or any question, maybe if I don't know at a time, but I will find out because I am also a student. Not all the things are not for known for me also. I am also learning till after 27 years. So any student can call me at any time. You can give my WhatsApp number and they can give the WhatsApp and question. And if I have time, I will definitely call back to the student because after all, to have the student for knowledge point of view, I give always the first priority, and I don't have this give the importance of student of my institute, because students of all the globe are the student for me, and anyone can ask me any doubt related to particular this topic or any other topic related to satellite communication. I will be happy to guide any students.
Okay, sir. Definitely, sir. Definitely. We will share this and we will share your number also.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
And one more request.